All right. Good afternoon, YouTube. It's me, always George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. And this is our show, the Muscle Talk Mondays. This is episode 107. And folks, as you know, I want to say something right here, and this is really important. I want to thank all of y'all for getting me to over 1,000 subscribers. Yay! Yeah! Woo-hoo! It was a long road, folks. But like I say, I want to say I dedicated this to my mother, Mrs. Alberta MacArthur. She was, I got on here because the fact was I was dealing with her because, she was sick for a long time. I came out here to, vent a little bit and then when she left and passed away, I really started to grow. And I want to dedicate this to her because I love her. She was, like I said, she was my woman. She was my true love. I love my mother. Like I said, in life, you can have, many relationships, but a relationship with mother is something that you're always going to be fond of. And I miss her in much respect, and I hope she's up there and she's doing all well. So we have here my partner, the hand of the emperor, Jen.
Yep.
And today, as you know, we have only one more week left till we have another show coming up. And that's next week. We have the Rising Phoenix. So, we have to fill in some stuff for you guys who come on here. You like to listen to us. We appreciate you subscribing, following, comments, support us, support the women in bodybuilding. And let's keep it. Now, the subject today is one lady who I've become a fan of. And that is one Miss Alessha Young. And Alessha Young has been competing since the early 2000s. Now, one thing about her is that she got into sport because of her family. She's a very athletic family. Her father, his name is Sir, I think that's his name. He is also a professional. He's not a professional bodybuilder. He is a bodybuilder being competing. And Alessha, she got into it following his footsteps. And I think she turned pro right about 2010, 2011, I believe. If I'm right. Yeah. And, I've done videos on Alessha Young. And Alessha Young, when I do a video about Alessha Young, you schmoes guys, you guys love it because you know what? Alessha is very. One thing about Alessha is like myself. She's a Scorpio. She was born November 11th. Her birthday's coming up. It's not too far. I mean, I'm telling you, time's flying. We have here my brother from CS Combat Sports and the LBDC, and also from the, salute all the way George Page coming through, smashing that like. Appreciate it, man. We need to get you on here, Marcus. We need to get you on here. We and Coach try to get you on, get you to talk, say something, Marcus. And Alessha is very popular. One thing, a while back, I did a video for Alessha when she got to this wreck. She was riding her scooter and she got hurt. And you can see right here, if you can look at it real closely, she saw the video because she has her own, YouTube channel, which is called Cocktail and Cleavage. Yes, she has a lot of cleavage. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Anyway, Alicia's response we saw the video was, thank you for the sweet video. I'll be back on stage in 2023. And you know what? Hope so, because we hadn't seen her compete since 2020 when she was at the Rising Phoenix. Yeah, it's been like about 2 years ago. God, time flies. And that was the year when female bodybuilding made its official return to the Olympia after, as almost about 7 years ago, as the IFBB and some other organizations probably walked behind female bodybuilding and stabbed it in the heart. And and it's good to see someone like Alessha who still have a passion for his sport. I mean, and she's still competing. At some points, I didn't wasn't too far. Alicia Young, like back, I feel back was 2018, where she whined and cried because she didn't win the Omaha Pro that year. So it's 2018 because of I think it was a wardrobe malfunction or something. And then she, she got together as and then I really like her story. The fact that she's a mom, she's a businesswoman. She was married at one point, but I think there's issues with what she was doing, and her husband eventually got divorced. Now, my partner dropped me some information here about Alicia, and actually, yeah, she started competing in 2008, and she did turn pro. Actually, she turned pro around 2014. Now she's
Yep.
done shows. Her first pro show was the Tampa Bay Pro. She did that 2014, 2015. Then the Rise Phoenix in 2015. 2017, she did the Rise Phoenix again. 2019, she won Chicago Pro, which got her to the Rise Phoenix once more. And then 2020. That's 2018, 17 was the thing with the most muscular award she won. I think she won that twice. And that was the year I think she when the situation happened with that was 2017 when it happened with that whole thing with the what happened at Omaha. That's been a while. She's 6'6". I think it's not on here of the thing, but remember I think she was disqualified. Now she's from Salt Lake City, and she has a daughter named Olivia. I remember Olivia is like I think about 10 years old now because I remember she went through a lot of stuff a while back with some injuries and stuff. She has I think a couple of accidents and stuff. I mean she went through a lot, and she's still competing. We got here my man, never born. Wow, a fellow Scorpio, awesome to know. Geo as well as Alicia Young. Yeah, much respect. She was born in '96, so it's gonna be her 36th birthday. She's still a young upcoming woman. She's gonna be 36. And she's still developing as a competitor. My man, Sean McMillan. Alicia is one of my favorites for sure. Yeah, anytime I post a video about Alicia, guys, you love it. Never born again. Yeah, I heard about her scooter accident. God prayers gone out to her and her loved ones to her steady recovery. She's doing well. I know she says she's doing fine. She's taking this time off to recover because she knows she's been through a lot before. Alicia is among my top five. Lisa Cross, Victoria Dominguez, Iris Kyle, and Angela Sullivan. I can't get the name. This is Angela. And here is Money J 2023. Alicia, what about her that's physically in your especially in your opinion? Well, I think particularly everybody knows that she's very, attractive. And noticeably, yes, she has very interesting accoutrements. And let's think about it.
I remember looking up somewhere when it came to like women in terms of like body. It was like I forget what it was. It was like body mass per muscle or something like that. And it was judging like the women in terms of like body mass per muscle, not weight itself. And I don't know how he came up with these calculations or whatever in the form, but Alicia came up first from what I can remember. I think that's one of her appealingness to her.
Yeah, I think like she's very much into the size matters thing because I got up here, I pulled up her IG, and there's a lot of pictures here. Like this is the picture that's part of the cover where I call her. This is the picture she was at the a show in Salt Lake where she was doing a guest posing, and she has a great physique. I think this is like off season. She was pretty good. I mean, she's talking to the people in the crowd out there. She's a nice little rhinestone suit. You know, and as you know, she is a mother because she had a daughter, Olivia. It was she's growing up. I mean, I remember she was a baby. Now I think she's almost gotta be about 6 or 7 years old now. She's growing up. And that's the thing was that she got pregnant, and it's rare. It's pretty much it's really rare for female bodybuilders to get pregnant, especially if they're prepping. But I think she had a time where she was going through the injuries and stuff, and she was recovering, And this picture right here, I know you guys gonna love this picture right here. I found this one here. You know, yeah. It's just she got a lot of content. She also has another IG which is called Size Matters, and here she is hanging out with this is I forget what's her name. It's let's show her name in it. It's her name is Lexi Aguilar, I believe it is. I mean, she's I remember seeing this chick years ago. She was on an episode of True Life, you know, and she was like this mom who got really big boobs, and you know, her daughter was kind of embarrassed by her. But I know a few years later, her daughter kind of also she changed her look, you know, and you know, and you know, Lex and I think Aguilar, she does some hardcore porn. You know, she yes, that's not her butt, but look at her legs, you know. And you know, Alicia is just cool. A while back, she hung out with Kim Buck and Rita West some time ago, and oh, wow, I know you guys. You're excited. Your muscle player smells. You're excited. You seeing all that titty meat. You know, I get you excited. I should probably put an adult advisory with these pictures of Alicia. But you know, Alicia is amazing. We got my man here. Um, J Money J 2023. I think she's sweet, beautiful, successful, and a good person. I think she is too. Um, when she come back, do you think she can be an Olympia contender? I don't know. That's Sean. That's a really tough one to say because you know you still have Andrea Shaw. Andrea Shaw is going to be a tough person to beat. Now, as you know, I think I heard that Margie Martin is going to be retiring next year. This is going to be her last competition, I believe. And, you know, it's a scuttlebutt for right now. But I think she said it on an interview with Isabel Terrell that she is going to be in her career. And all depends because in 2020 she looked really good. She
Yeah.
looked really good, and you know, and then a lot of people she had good enough points where she qualified for the Olympia, but you know, something happened. And I know she had an interview with Isabel where her mother was sick and she had to take some time off to take care of mom, you know, help her take care of mom. And I respect that about her, you know, because I know I feel to take care of a parent, you know, I did do it. My man, KLA, the Wanderer, who also is on YouTube, got himself a channel, did an interview a while back. Check out my man KL, you know, KLA, you know, who support his channel. Boy, brother, your interview work, your interview style needs a little work on, but it's all right. It's pretty decent. I seen the documentary on Alicia and her husband, and it was trying to deal with her occupation or entertainment, entertaining other men to get an income. And yeah, that's true. You know, it's just these women, you know, they got to do a way to make the money. You know, what's up, everybody? Yeah, what's up to you, KLA? Would you see her compete again? Like you said, she said she's supposed to come back in 2023, um, J 2023. But you know, it's all dependent. You know, I think she has a passion for it. You know, because she likes bodybuilding. She loves it. She, you know, and you know, maybe she will. You know, I dubbed her the mother of bear of the mother bear of America because the rivals, the strongest women of Russia, Natalia Amazonica. Yeah, you know, I think I did a comparison about her and Natalia. It was really, I think, got a lot of views of that one. She's marketable too. Yeah, that's true. Because that's where the last couple of years she was a wing straight ambassador, but this year she's not because she's not competing. But it's surprising. There's other women who are wing straight ambassadors who are not competing. You know, but you know, it's the ambassadors. Uh, Alicia was born 96, George. I was 20 then. Oh, 96, I was 23. KLA, I was 23. Because by 96, because, you know, I was born in 74. So, no, it's 22. Yeah, 22. Just 22. So, I'm much older than you. And beauty, brains, bronze, three categories that love to see in IFBBs. Yeah, that's from Neverborn. Yeah, she has good look to her. Now, the big question is when she's coming back and what show she's going to debut. We don't know. You know, there's like I said, she might do Chicago where she won a while back. She might do Tampa, or she might do you know New York Pro has women's bodybuilding. There's also the Omaha where she competed before, where you know, and also there's the Linda shows, the both Savannah and also the Atlanta.
Yeah, it really just depends on like what her preference is. Usually with female bodybuilders, I've noticed they tend to go back to the same shows that they've done before. So, if they do like the Tampa every year, they'll go back to the Tampa. If they do the New York Pro every year, they go back to the New York Pro. I guess it just depends.
Yeah, I see sometimes with physique competitors. I saw an interview with Jeannie Feldman, who just won the Tampa. She done a show like 2 or 3 years in a row. She cracked the top five or top 10 the last two a couple of times. Then she won it, and congratulations to her. And she was talking about maybe some aspects we should transition to women's bodybuilding. She's thinking about it. Judy Fairman has a great look to her. I like this. With those situations going on a while back, I'm not going to get into it, but you know what? The Rising Phoenix should do is to bring in women's physique under the umbrella, because women's physique is going through the same thing. There are shows that's dropping that just dropped, like Arnold dropped the women's physique from his show. Also, there's fewer. I think they're getting fewer shows now. But I think she bringing it under the umbrella. You have people like
They'd have to call it maybe a different title because Rising Phoenix is very specific to female bodybuilding because it was a phoenix rising from the ashes, as the mythology goes. Because female bodybuilding at one point was on the verge of a serious crisis. Um, Women's physique isn't on that level, but I could see it getting there, maybe.
yeah.
But
Well,
maybe something similar.
well, the Rising Phoenix, they already have their own show. The women have women's physique and other divisions have the Arizona Pro, so they don't have to, really have to be part of the Rising Phoenix. They'll be part of the Wings of Strength. Become ambassadors, something like that. A lot of these ladies, I know a while back, Alita Popa mentioned that she had been approached by women in figure and physique and bikini about becoming ambassadors, but they say no. But I think with women's physique, it's a little closer to women's bodybuilding than some of the other divisions. And I think it would be great to expand the ambassador program. If you think about it, you have both Andrea Shaw and Sarah Vilgus, both the Miss Olympia and Miss Olympia physique under we expand. It's people like Natalia Cueto, people like Jenny Feldman, I think Brooke Walker, Winston White, Ashley Jones. It really would span, and maybe bring in, maybe get more sponsors who follow particularly certain these women, and they might want to, throw some money away and maybe, sponsor more ladies in bodybuilding. This is my man, Never Born. Middle Monroe is also a great title for her. Kudos for that, Geo. My G. You're welcome, Never Born. Yeah, I just gotta say she's kind of like she's the Marilyn Monroe of women's bodybuilding. I have a question, George. Do you prepare for an interview with these women in terms of coming with questions? And dude, you few years older than me, it ain't that far, dude. We were babies. Well, KLA, I don't really prep. I might think of some stuff in my head, but when you have conversations, ladies, just just have like talk like you're talking with anybody else. Just ask the questions. You talk. You have a little banner. Back and forth. Like that. I did just last week. I did 2 interviews with women in the sport of mixed martial arts and then and also combat sports, and that was with Brooke Gilly and also Jamie Driver. I enjoy those interviews because we just have conversation. That thing is like when you talk to a woman, just talk to her like a woman. You can ask the questions that and if you feel like this, if you feel like they're comfortable with answering questions, I usually don't write down anything or do like that. Nah, I just basically just talk, and just whatever comes in my head comes in my head. Sometimes it's better just to go and rehearse. Okay, you're welcome, brother. You appreciate it. So now, there was some instance what happened with Alessha some years ago, where at one point I remember she had a bad case of Bell palsy, where which her left side I think it was the left or right side of her face was like it was paralyzed because she couldn't smile or couldn't move her face too well. And she had a bunch of accidents. I think she broke her arm, her neck a couple of times, a couple of car accidents, and still after that, she still kept coming back. I mean, I know some people who have got to bad accidents and what, I'm done. I don't want to compete. But with these bodybuilders, they have a lot more muscle, and they can probably take acts a little better. I know my dear friend, Mr. Big Keith Williams, he went through something. The thing is, you can't tense up and get an accident. You got to relax. Have you ever been in an accident? Like people, when you have drunk drivers that get in an accident, they rarely get hurt because their body's so relaxed. My man KLA, I was a little nervous that day. I can understand that. I was nervous my first time when I did the interview, but just you gotta shake them out. You gotta, just sometimes just go through your head and just, do a mantra for yourself. Just take a deep breath and calm. And just like I said again, talk to them like you're talking to like any other woman. Keep the conversation pleasant, have a little banter, and just, and if you need to write down your questions, when you write them down, make sure you remember them because you don't want to keep looking at a piece of paper so often. You're gonna do something like that. But yeah, Alicia went through some hardships, and I think, it was the when she had to drop out. I think for the last couple of years of those issues, and then that's when she made a return in bodybuilding. In was it? Let's see. Let me drop this. See, she was it. Let's see. Yeah, she had to do the issues, and just I think it was that year between 2015 and 2017 where she wasn't doing too much. And then she had a setback in around 2018, and then she came back in 2019, and then 2020 did pretty good doing the Rising Phoenix. She took fourth in the Rising Phoenix that year, and that was she was she just had enough points because I think it was 10 points she got from that show, and all she had to do was maybe one more show, and she could have qualified for the Olympia that year. But then she just, I think the situation with her getting divorced, and then her ex, and also the situation with her mother, she kind of just dropped off. People was wondering what happened.
Personal life situations are always a big factor with these women.
Yeah, it is. It happens quite often, especially you have to deal with, you know, especially what she does a lot of camming. She has OnlyFans, and I think the situation with her husband couldn't take that. But the fact is, you know, some of these ladies don't have full-time jobs. They're coaches, they're posers, they're posing coaches, they're other they're trainers, and it's a waste to have flexible time. It is sometimes depending on where they at, they get paid pretty well. And with Alessha, she's offered a lot. She's on social media a lot. She posts a lot of stuff. She does a lot of things. I mean, she keeps busy. We jump on here on her IG for a bit, for a second. Wait a minute, where's that? Wait, let's try to put it. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I had it. Add to the yeah. Well, she got a video where she likes to ride horses. That's nice. That's something to keep you busy. They say horse riding is pretty good. I knew a lady who was a friend of mine. We used to work together. She liked to ride horses. She had a nice, because it helps you tighten your glutes, and it's good training. And she looks pretty good. Right on the horse, lucky horse. Yeah, it's one thing later. I think that's Olivia right over there, riding over there. Yeah, she spent a lot of time with her daughter. They're close. They've been growing up together for a long time. This is her baby,
Yeah.
and like I said, she's one of the few women as a professional, and not as a bodybuilder, to have a child. You know, while she's prepping and she's getting ready, she has a little poodle right there. That's cute. You know, remember she used to be darker hair complected back in the day. Here's another one. I think this is one. Looks more like, yeah, I think that's Marilyn right there, right there. Yeah, this is like I said. Yeah, she is bodybuilder Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. That's a really good way to say it.
Yeah, she is. Truthfully, this is when she had darker hair. I remember she said in an interview where she was talking with her and Isabel Terrell. Her and Isabel are just one of the huge chicks in the sport. I mean, you know what I mean. And
What
and
did you think of her recently on her recent competition?
who Isabel? Well, I was there. I was in Savannah when I saw her. Isabel looked pretty good. I mean, she looked pretty good. I think she hadn't competed in the last 3 years or so, and she looked pretty good. I mean, she really, I mean, she did pretty good too. I mean, the crack, she took fourth place at that show. No, she took third. She took third. I forgot. It was a different Machina Oleg. She took fourth, and she took third after I had not competed for almost 3 years. But she looked pretty good. Isabel looked pretty good. I remember in an interview how she was saying that when she was younger, she was a natural D. I think it was double D. But as you all know, when you become a bodybuilder, you do a lot of chest work. And and we all know that breast tissue is mostly fat, marrow tissue is mostly fat. And when you work out and you're building your chest, it takes that fat to build the chest. So like so many other women, she started. I think she started like a regular size D, but she got bigger each time. My man, Kale, she goes through a lot with all these accidents. Her life is tragic. Ain't nearly everybody. Yeah, okay. Kale, like you remember Marilyn Monroe's life was kind of tragic. Marilyn Monroe went through a lot of stuff before she eventually passed away. Married like 3 or 4 different times in and out of relationships. Even though the story was she was pregnant and then she lost the baby. And that's the thing. That's where I think the things that Alessha has in common with Marilyn. Alessha should have her own reality show. It would be interesting. I think it would be. I think if somebody out there, if you're like anybody who's out there who's watching this, who works in the world of TV, call out to Alessha. See if you want to do a reality show. Or like recently I did a live stream and a lady I've become friendly with, Miss Tisha Tiger Street Thomas. She just said that her documentary, I Am the Tigress, is getting another nomination for an award. And maybe somebody could do something like that. Someone like Alessha, especially, she's a mom. Like, also Tisha's a mom. She's a bodybuilder. She's a model. She's like this. I think if somebody interested in doing a documentary on her, like follow for about a year or so, maybe when she comes back to bodybuilding, see, prepping for a next show, follow like that. I think it'd be a great documentary. I think people would like to see it. What do you think?
I think so too. Definitely. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, KLA says, imagine her as a Real Housewife on Bravo. That'd be fun. They could do Real Housewives of Salt Lake. Or, she can move to LA and do the LA series, the Hollywood series. Where with those days you have to be really rich. But some of those ladies live on like mostly for money they make from the show. I used to like to watch the Real Housewives, but I can't stop watching a long time ago. But I think she could be. She has the great. I mean, I think that's what probably help bodybuilding if you get to talk to more things. I know Marge V. Martin did a little article for a magazine. It's on YouTube. I know Hal Trevino did a little short documentary. I mean, we all remember the documentary Supersized She with the late Joanna Thomas.
Yep.
It was. I mean, it was a very popular documentary. I mean, it really, like pumping iron. You go like this. You go pumping iron to women. You go teacher documentary, and also you go Joanna Thomas. Those are real documentaries to talk about women, bodybuilding in general. I didn't really realize the comparison to her and Marilyn. Well, yeah, because even though Marilyn, like this, Marilyn was actually she was created because she went by her name. Her real name was Norma Jean. I forgot the last name. Her first name was Norma Jean, and they changed her. They changed her hair. They gave her a nose job. They gave her boob job. They changed her look because she was really, studio created, fantasy. And there's some other pictures. You can go back, maybe 60 years ago, 70 years ago, about 6 years ago. You can find some pictures of her early. She was like the first, actually not the first playmate because I remember they said that somebody else was the original first playmate, but she was one of the most popular ones. She used to be always in the early days of the 60s, I think late 50s and early 60s on Playboy a lot. But like I said, Alessha Young is, pretty impressive. I mean, she really has come in her own. Big question is, will she ever get to Olympia? Like someone asked. She might make it. I thought last year we were going to see more of her. There was a couple of other ladies who I thought was going to make it, but they, like people like Christina Mendoza. She did a show and then didn't do the Rise of Phoenix like she was supposed to because the Rise of Phoenix is by invitation. So you have to fill out paperwork and put in the application and it selects you. I feel like the Rise of Phoenix should be more inclusive. So the problem is a lot of ladies who compete at the show, many of them are either qualified by winning the show or they're like somebody like Michelle Jen, who's already on lead with points. Michelle got 22 points. And what's the point of doing that show when you already know you're going to be at the Olympia? And also you got somebody like Mona Porcellet, who just needs enough points so she can qualify. And I know some people I talked to said that Mona said she's going to win the show, but No, it's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's gonna be truthfully it's gonna be tough. If Andrea comes in because I saw her at Savannah, her and Mona did the guest posting together. Even though she wasn't as conditioned, you know, this has been about a month ago, over a month ago. She is in good shape. And all she got to do is take, this. I think this time she's prepped. I know she just did an interview. I saw Isabel Terrell. She did an interview also with Female Vitamin Channel. I would love her to do an interview for me. I would love to. I love. But you know how it is. I'm still a small child, still growing. I got to maybe build up word of mouth and maybe get enough, people who will be interested. But I hope we get some interviews coming up soon. My man KLA, some Maryland story I know about. Somebody made a video about her. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about her. Like there's stories about her that she had affairs with the Kennedy brothers, both John and Robert Kennedy. Her and Frank Sinatra. There's also this is a true story. I remember somebody saying that she was actually in love. Mary was actually in love with Sammy Davis Jr. because he was black and she was white. They wanted to come together. It's kind of like there's a picture, if you ever saw it on the internet, there's a picture of Tupac with Madonna. And some said that, Madonna was interested in Tupac. She said that was a year where she was looking for a baby daddy. She was hanging with Charles Barkley and Dennis Rodman. But he said that, he was interested, but because Tupac really was more about, he didn't want to, lose his black female fans. He didn't want to get involved with Madonna. But you know what? I think Madonna would have saved his life. He probably would have stayed with her that night he went to Vegas with the boys and got shot. I think he probably would have been still alive if he picked Madonna. But that's how it is about life. But Alicia, I think she's a impressive young woman, and she's still a young woman. Just going to be 36 this year. I mean, and I think she's really that year last year in 2020. She really looked great. I'm telling you, she looked, in the best condition I think I ever saw her. I mean, she's been kind of like she's short. She's 5'3", and she's always been kind of a chunky girl. You might say she's a little bit like she said she was a little bit overweight in the past. But she's always been athletic type. But she really, that year in 2020, she looked good, and that's why she was able to top the top five at the Rising Phoenix back in 2020. You know, and she's always, like I said, I think she's really coming into herself. Like I said, a lot of women start hitting their peak right about, I would say, late to early 40s, and they really started coming in. It's just like I said. You guys, picture right here. This is, I think, is the picture here where she promotes size matters. That's a big thing about her, and you can really look at her and see that she looks like, wow. You can see how vascular she looks. You can see in her arms. You see the vein popping out. You can see, yes, you see other things too, but you really see that she was in great condition that year. She looked super pumped, and she did pretty good. That she, in that year at 2020, making top five, getting fourth place. I think if it wasn't for the other stuff that happened during that time, she probably would have, you know, probably qualified for the Olympia. This is another thing. She posts size matter, and boom. Oh. Okay, this is the thing is Lisa's short, and if you talk to her, you're gonna be looking down at her. So she better wear something. I hope she wears like something like a cover up. Even if she wears some cover up, you're still gonna be looking. It's just your mind is be like I try not to be too. It's the perfect stage in me. It's the perfect stage in me. So, what else do we need to know about Miss Young, or what's your opinion of her?
I think she's amazing. I don't really know what other things I can add to that. Other than that, yeah, nothing really more to say. Just feels like it's been a while since she's competed, and I'm glad if she comes back.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since the last Rising Phoenix she was in. That's been 2 years ago, 2020. Yeah, it's been longer. It's my man KLA. And he has a confession to make. I remember she took one of my videos down. I made putting some clips of her with a song. Guess she didn't like it. Yeah, you gotta be careful, KL, when you post this stuff. Like stuff I post, I can find it. I've been lucky for some people. Well, sometimes I do some videos. I send to the ladies, and they like that. Recently, I had a Carrie Dash Solar, who I've been talking with. She used to do bodybuilding, but also she was a physical competitor. I sent her one of my comparison videos. She loves it because she likes the way I talk about the ladies. I mean, one lady said that she liked the video to the fact that I don't over sexualize them. I don't go into it too much. I talk about them. I do mention how they're attractive or something about some physical attributes about them. But yeah, particularly you have to be careful when you talk to ladies. They don't want to be feel too sexually objectified. You want to be walk a fine line. I mean, these women know they doing with their outfits and their cleavage out. Yes, they do. But the fact is, you have to be very more like kind of nonchalant about it. KLAA. I know what they're doing, and they know they're popping out the TVs out and worrying like that. Somebody sent me a video of Jay Fuchs, and she's topless, and Jay has great pecs. I think Jay has beautiful pecs, but she's amazing physique. But like I said, these women they understand that it's sexual. They don't say sexual. The things that really the sexual stuff really gets them on the spot, but also they don't want to be. That's all they think about. You don't want to think about yes. Alessha has huge knockers. Yes, she's attractive. Yes, but you also got to think she's a businesswoman. And she understands that this is about a business. And she knows that the guys who are, fans of hers, they'll follow. Because, they like to see her promote herself, put stuff out there. Really, she does this because she has a kid to feed. She has a child responsible for. And maybe in the future, maybe Olivia might get into the support of a bodybuilder. We never know. I know, it's just about if she has a passion for it, like a mother. So, would you have anything else to say, or we just?
I think we covered it all pretty good. I guess next week we'll just cover the Rising Phoenix and go over competitors and what to do, where to watch, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because like I said, folks, we have a couple more shows coming up. Also, this show that same week as Rising Phoenix is also Europa Championship. I might watch the Rising Phoenix because I just check it out. See, I know a lady who I've become friendly. A couple ladies have become, well, a few ladies have become friendly with. That's Tina S. Williams, Sheena Olick, who I got to meet, Ushana Boswell, who got to meet. Other ladies have talked to on social media are going to compete this show, and Donna Salib I got to meet. He's going to be competing this show. It's a great opportunity I might just check it out and watch it, show my support. It's a good time in doing that first of the week where I do get my monthly stipend of from the government. So I was able I can able to pay and watch it. My man KLA before we head out, they're putting themselves out there like that, but I am trying to be respectful so I'm not mad. Yeah, but you gotta be careful, guy. I'm telling you like that. You have to be like, especially your social media stuff. You post too much stuff that's a little bit, can be a bit stockish. Like I mix stuff up. I do stuff about myself. I just post a video about myself over Sunday, and I try to mix something up. I don't be too much into the ladies, but I also try to be also give them attention. You have to walk a fine line. You can't be too, because they think like you might be excessive, and these ladies gotta be careful, especially they've been used and abused and get assaulted. But fact is, Alessha Young, she still has great opportunities in the sport. She has a great look to her, great style. Maybe she'll come back as a Win Strength ambassador, especially if that happens with another person. We're not going to talk too much about her, and that'd be a great thing. We need more women like her. People she may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you know what? Right now she's the top up and comers in the sport. Possibly we'll see what she's going to do in the future. She has. She has all the tools in her disposal. And I think some people should take an opportunity to really, reach out to her. Like I said again, like my man Jen said, try to do documentary. I think somebody could do documentary about her. She's been a lot of stuff. I mean, if I was somebody who has the means of the wage, yeah, I reach out to her and say, Miss Young, I might want to do a documentary on you. Your story is very interesting, and she's done some news feeds. I think I saw her when she was talking with her and her daughter. I remember we talked about that, and that time when she was still married to her husband. And she does. I mean, watch that she did some charity work because during the pandemic she did some charity work, and I respect to her. It's just now people don't think all these bodybuilders are selfish people. They're some genuine good people, and much respect to her. So, so I think we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, as I said again, next week we will talk about the upcoming Rising Phoenix. Also, might even mention those shows coming up. We got to wait to see. As you know, they don't put out the. We already know the lineup for the Rising Phoenix, but there's another show coming out that same week of the Rising Phoenix. That's the Europa Championship. We might talk about that one too, because you know what, there's some competitors who are overseas who are competing. Then after that, we'll have. I think the week after that is the Romanian Muscle Fest, I believe.
I believe so too.
Yeah, and then after that, we're going to be really quiet until the Olympics. I think that's for another month or so. And the next, I think the year's going by, folks. I mean, I can't believe it. It seems like the year just started. Now we're almost out. We're almost about to step into another year. Can you believe it?
Where does time fly?
Yeah, time flies. When I was a younger man, it seemed like took forever. Now, an older man, it seems like it goes fast. You understand that, Jen? You're still a young man. You're still growing. Yeah, you're well. One day, we're gonna say, "Wow, time flew that fast," and I'm already an old man. But like I said, I'd like to shout out to everybody who came through. My man Marcus Bell, my man Sean Millen, my man Money J 2023, Never Born, also KLA, The Wanderer. Brother, keep doing your good work. You do you good. Just gotta work at it, and you'll be up there. But we like to say, much respect to Alicia Young. Hope she's doing well. It's like I said, it's been like a little bit over a month since her accident on the scooter. Hope she's recovering. We'd love to see her come back. We want to see how she's gonna evolve physique wise as a competitor. And I think I think we're gonna be at awe of her when she comes back. But like I said, she's got to do what she got to do, grind, stack her chips. Because she knows we all know, bodybuilding is not that very lucrative. Within the sport, you have to make your money outside of the sport. If you're lucky enough, you get a sponsor, or you got somebody who can really support you. That's a good thing. This is who is this? Elizabeth B. I want to shout out. Who you want to shout out? You know, and he's who you want to shout out? Batu, Batu. I mean, I don't know how to say your name. I'll say Batu. The last two digits. If you want to shout out, go ahead, shout out before we're out. If not, we're gonna be out because you know what? It's about time. I just get from working out this afternoon. I mean, this morning, and I get home this afternoon, and I'm still a little bit. I just took a nice hot shower. I'm still a little bit achy. I'm gonna relax and chill out. And just work on some stuff.
Yep.
But we appreciate y'all for coming through. Like I said again, support the channel. I'm already, like I said, I need one thing is I need more watch hours so I get monetized. And wait a minute. No, you mentioned everyone else but me. Well, you just came on, so I'm just mentioning you now. Shout outs to you. You just came on because they're about to end the thing, but appreciate it for you coming in. But folks, I'd like to thank y'all for coming through. All y'all who came through to comment, like, share. If you missed it, you can watch it over again. You can just replay it, watch it. Make your comments and make sure, like I said, be respectful. Be respectful. I mean, I understand. You might have different opinions, but when you have different opinions, be respectful. You understand it. So anyway, we like to thank my partner, Hand of the Emperor, Jen.
Yep. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah. And I hope he has a great rest of the week. We'd like to thank y'all for coming through. Follow Alessha on social media. I will send a link if you are. Many of you probably know her social media, but I'll post it anyway because just you want to check her out and say hello, see how she's doing. She's also, like I said, she's on YouTube under the moniker Cocktails and Cleavage. So check out her YouTube channel. She's on pretty much about every social media platform on here. YouTube, Facebook, IG, Twitter. Check her out. And like I said, she's a woman with kids. Be respectful when send your messages like that. No D pics, folks. I know you look at her big boobs and you get excited. No, be respectful. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Like my partner who just left out, I want to appreciate him coming through. Support the world bodybuilding. This is Muscle Talk episode 107. I mean, I'm coming a long way, folks. I'm hoping if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm hoping someday I get monetized, make a little money off of this. It really helps a long way, especially you live on a budget. But like I said, much respect to all the ladies out there supporting bodybuilding. Much respect to all of you who follow this channel, who support this channel, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Anyway, this is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.